Good morning. I'm your host, Miss Kosh Taylor, aka Miss Go, with the Get It Back in Blood podcast. It is now 7:42 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're on part 3 of the indentured servitude reparations and introduction into the Willie Lynch Letter, live from the Jefferson Plantation in Lexington County, South Carolina, at the Battle of Lexington. Alrighty, guys. So I told you I was going to give you some excerpts or quotes from the Willie Lynch Letter. I'll go into that and I'll give you my interpretation of what it means. All right. So I want you to listen to this phrase that he used. Now, Willie Lynch was reportedly a successful plantation owner from the West Indies. Okay. The West Indies. You go to the West Indian Parade up there in New York and all that shit. Find the source. It's what you do. So the West Indies, that includes the Greater Antilles, the Cayman Islands, Cuba, Jamaica, Nassau Island, which is a part of the United States now, Puerto Rico, which is a part of the United States now, Hispaniola, the Dominican Republic, the islands. Let me see what other countries would be considered West Indies. "13 independent islands, countries, and 19 dependencies." The West Indies is a sub-region of North America surrounded by the North Atlantic Ocean and the Caribbean Sea, which comprises or includes 13 independent island countries and 19 dependencies and 3 archipelagos. The Greater Antilles, the Lesser Antilles, and the sound like Lucayan Archipelago. Yes, these are the islands. All right. So this is where Willie Lynch was reportedly from. He was a very, very successful plantation and slave owner in these areas of the West Indies. And I told you that you should not be acting crazy with Afro-Latinas because we all have been enslaved. I told you that. Well, boom, there's some proof. Okay, through the West Indies. Go to the West Indian Parade up there in New York. You're going to see the people. Well, he was the most revered and feared slave owner in the West Indies. These are some of the quotes. These are some of the techniques that he used to have a successful plantation business. This is how he encouraged other plantation owners. When he came to the U.S., they do public speaking and shit. When they, like you do your public speaking for your businesses and your entrepreneurship, he came and they go around do their same shit. So, one that I'm really, really like, I need to read this sentence, and I'm just like, okay. But I'm gonna read a few of these excerpts or quotes from Willie Lynch. So, keep the body, take the mind. In other words, break the will to resist. He said, keep the body, take the mind. In other words, break the will to resist. All right. Here's another one. Therefore, if you break the female mother, she will break the offspring in its early years of development. And when the offspring is old enough to work, she will deliver it up to you. So remember what we told you about calling people it's and shit, though? But I notice a lot of you, you ever met a real West Indian? I'm talking about the dark skinned ones now. Them bitches is some nasty ass motherfucking people, bitch. I'm from the South. You think I wouldn't, but they come every time. Somebody else must have had, Tyree was born during that time. Early 90s, Shantana was born, Keisha was born. So people were still having babies. Let me read the whole quote so you can get the context. Therefore, if you break the female mother, she will break the offspring in its early years of development. And when the offspring is old enough to work, she will deliver it up to you, for her normal female protective tendencies will have been lost in the original breaking process. Okay. Whoever, bitch. All right, here's another quote from it. Meanest and most restless nigger, strip him of his clothes in front of the remaining male niggers, the female, and the nigger infant, tar and feather him. Tie each leg to a different horse faced in opposite directions. Set him afire and beat both horses to pull him apart in front of the remaining nigger. The next step is to take a bull whip and beat the remaining nigger male to the point of death in front of the female and the nigger infant. Whereas nature provides them with the natural capacity to take care of their offspring, we break the natural string of independence from them and thereby create a dependency status so that we may be able to get from them useful production for our business and pleasure. I want you to think about how you treat people. I'm so fucking heartbroken because these things have been implemented in my situation and in other people's situations. I tell you that when I read this stuff, I get a different interpretation and a different emotion towards what I read. Other people get something else out of that shit. This is on Amazon Goodreads. You know how many people have read the Bible? The Bible is consistently the best-selling book of all motherfucking time. I want you to think about that shit. The Holy Bible, the Christian Bible with Jesus Christ. Remember I told you, manipulated since a little kid into believing that he came to save the earth. And the way that they tell him that he's supposed to save the earth and save the world is by laying down his motherfucking life. Where they beat, tortured, probably raped him and all kind of shit. Put thorns on his head, humiliated him, accused him, all kind of shit. Put him on the cross and killed him. That book is the greatest selling book of all motherfucking times. But everybody ain't Christian, and a lot of motherfuckers don't like Christians, bitch. Let me read you the excerpt that's on this. This isn't hell. This book is on Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month and shit. The principles outlined by the Willie Lynch are said to ensure the social, political, economic, and psychological enslavement of African Americans and Africans in the diaspora for 1,000 years and possibly beyond. Okay, I got 5 more minutes to mine. The initial speech was said to have been delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was described as a British slave owner based in the West Indies. He was to have been invited to the colony of Virginia in 1712 to teach his practices to slave owners. He argued that he could ensure that slaves remained slaves for 1,000 years by way of dividing rule using age, gender, skin shade, and geography as a strategy that appears to have worked with great success. The Willie Lynch Doctrine, written by Willie Lynch or not, describes measures that have been taken by white enslavers and their ancestor institutions to control African Americans from the cradle to the grave. This doctrine may or may not have been written during the 1700s. However, African Americans need to understand that despite the theories that Willie Lynch may have written, there is no denying that the Willie Lynch principles paint a very accurate picture of what could have and possibly was said by some slave owners at some point in time. The use of the Willie Lynch doctrine is self-evident throughout history, American history. Welfare in the 60s, gangster rap music from the 90s, the Judicial Oversight Demonstration Initiative in 2000. All of these initiatives involve social engineering designed to foster distrust, envy, conflict within the black community by making these illusions real, which is the very essence of the Willie Lynch doctrine. If you have any reservations that these strategies are not visible in contemporary African American society, take note of the divisions based on Nation of Islam versus Christians and atheists, black fraternities and sororities, weave and wig wearers versus natural hair, black Afrocentrics versus black American U.S. flag waving loyalists, and most recently black Democrats versus black mega Republicans. Often decried as coons and sellouts. This book includes the following course influenced by the Willie Lynch principles: How to Enslave African. They got modules: 1691 Black Coonery and Selling Out. Course How to Enslave African Americans. Course Aim, Aid, and Assist Delegate Coons in their modern day master quest to enslave African Americans. Girl. The book is on Amazon. You're fighting about a lot of motherfucking shit out this dope. 100%. You're fighting about a lot of shit and for a lot of shit. But this Willie Lynch letter, son of a bitch, this motherfucking shit, that Willie Lynch letter breaks it down. Everything the fuck I say, from top to motherfucking bottom, as the motherfucking truth, as to why the fuck we have so much separation and divisiveness, and why we can't never give it up for ourselves as African Americans in this motherfucking country, bitch. That book is going to break it down to show you how even the Sonya Massey situation plays into Kamala's situation, plays into Megan Thee Stallion, plays into Beyonce, plays into T.D. Jakes' bitch ass, and other motherfuckers as well. That is really, really put in place, designed to keep you a slave. No matter how fucking free you think you are, you haven't become free yet. Me neither. Live from the Jefferson Plantation in Lexington County, South Carolina, I am Kosh Taylor, a.k.a. Miss Motherfucking Go. I read that letter a very long time ago to understand my condition. I've been searching to try to figure out why. I know who I am. I always knew Grant Taylor. Yeah, I know. That's not something that I push out in people's faces for a reason. I live in the deep South, bitch. You live in California sucking dick. We're not the same. We don't come from the same shit, bitch. Not over here, the deep South. When is the deep South going to come out of slavery? Either way, though. When is the whole United States going to come out of slavery? I'll be back with more. And after these messages, get it back in blood. I'm Miss Kosh Taylor. Part 4.